Why would ancient humans crawl into dark caves to paint animals almost no one would see? Were these images art, hunting magic, memory, ritual, teaching, or the first kind of movie? And what does cave art reveal about the moment imagination became a survival tool? A cave is not a canvas. It is cold, dark, uneven, dangerous, and hard to enter. So the question is strange. Why would ancient humans carry pigment into darkness and paint animals on walls that most of the world would never see? The easy answer is art. But that word can hide the real mystery. These images were not made for galleries, phones, or museums. They were made in places where flame moved, shadows breathed, and the wall itself could look alive. Some of the most famous painted caves are in France. LASCAUX, discovered in 1940, transformed how people imagined prehistoric minds. The walls are filled with horses, bulls, deer, signs, and movement. These were not random marks. They were organised visual worlds. CHAUVET Pont d'Arc is older and astonishingly preserved. UNESCO describes more than 1,000 drawings there, mostly animals, including dangerous species. Lions, rhinoceroses, mammoths, horses and bears appear with confidence, shading and motion. But Europe is not the whole story. In Sulawesi, Indonesia, researchers reported a rock art scene dated to at least 51,200 years ago. It shows human-like figures interacting with a wild pig and has been described as the oldest known evidence of visual storytelling. That discovery matters because it pushes the question beyond decoration. If a painting shows beings interacting, then the image is doing something closer to storytelling. It is not only a picture of an animal, it may be a scene, a memory, a myth, a warning, or a way to make invisible meaning visible. One old theory says cave paintings were hunting magic. If you paint the animal, you gain power over the animal. This idea is tempting because so many paintings show animals that mattered for Ice Age life. Food, danger, migration, and survival all had bodies. But the hunting theory cannot explain everything. Some animals were dangerous rather than common food. Some caves include signs, dots, hand stencils, hybrids, and abstract marks. Some images are deep inside caves, far from daily life. The evidence refuses one simple explanation. Another possibility is teaching. A painted animal can preserve knowledge, shape, movement, horn, track, posture, season, danger. In a world without writing, images could help a group remember what mattered. A cave wall could become a memory system. There is also the experience of entering the cave. To reach some painted chambers, people had to leave daylight, carry lamps, move through narrow passages, and gather in echoing spaces. The journey itself may have mattered. The painting was not separate from the dark. Fire changes cave art. A painted animal under steady museum light is one thing. A painted animal under flickering flame is another. Shadows move across legs and horns. Rock curves become bodies. The image can appear to move before cinema exists. This is why cave art may belong to ritual. Ritual does not mean primitive confusion. It means repeated action that gives a group shared attention. Painting, light, sound, echo, pigment, animal image, and hidden space could combine into an event people remembered. The animals are especially important because they are not drawn carelessly. Many are observed with remarkable attention. The artist knew bodies, tension, movement, and animal behaviour. That kind of seeing is not separate from survival. To draw an animal well, you must have watched it deeply. Hand stencils add another layer. A hand on a wall says, "Someone was here." It is not a signature in the modern sense, but it feels like presence. Across thousands of years, the hand remains the most direct image of the maker's body. The deepest point is that humans were no longer only reacting to the world. They were making a second world out of signs. A horse on a wall is not a horse, but it can summon a horse in the mind. That power changes everything. Once a group can share images, it can share imagined realities. It can teach absent things, remember dead animals, picture spirits, mark identity, tell stories, and coordinate belief. Cave art is not only a beautiful mystery, It is evidence for the social power of imagination. That is why the dark cave matters. It separates the image from ordinary life. It makes the act special. It turns pigment into experience. The cave becomes a place where humans practice seeing what is not physically present. So why did humans paint caves? Not for one reason. They painted to remember, teach, hunt, fear, gather, transform, and tell stories. They painted because imagination had become useful. In the dark, humans learned that an image could hold an animal, a warning, a spirit, a memory, and a world.